It's late. I know it's late, and I'm sure you guys thought that I pretty much forgot, but I didn't. I'm just a little bit late today. But we got some interesting news. Recently, it was reported that Jared Leto will be returning for the Joker to play the Joker in the Snyder Cut Justice League. It's also been confirmed that Joe Mangianello will be playing Deathstroke again for the reshoots, and we have a first look at the new Suicide Squad. I was going to say Suicide Squad, but no, we got the first look at the new Suicide Squad. Welcome to the newest episode of SDW.
Super Dario World!
So things are kind of a mess right now here. I have no idea what I was trying to make something work here, but for some reason it wasn't. Hopefully it will get fixed soon, or it'll fix itself. But anyway, before I get into all this stuff, because it's fun stuff, we just give you a quick reminder that any comments, questions, or suggestions, you can find me at Dario the Show on Instagram and at Super Dario World. Also, live streaming pretty much every day, Monday through Friday. Today it's still Friday, so I kind of got it. I just managed to sneak it in there. But you can find me on Twitch and on YouTube at Super Dario World. I feel like I'm kind of low. Do you guys notice that? Well, the levels are fine, so hopefully it'll stay fine. Anyway, so interesting news today. Let's get the first one out of the way. There's an exclusive first look at the new Suicide Squad, and I'll put it up in the screen here. So this is the exclusive first look at James Gunn's new Suicide Squad. They did a thing for Empire Magazine, and we actually get to see King Shark here and all that stuff. It looks pretty cool, but James Gunn, here's the one that actually interests me, because these is a bunch of dudes in costume, but here's the one that interests me, because they also have another image here, and it's James Gunn with the cast, and the cast is, just smiling and stuff, so it's a normal picture. It's not a picture of them in character. But what gets me here is a quote from James Gunn. So the quote up here all the way at the top, and let me just get in a little bit closer here so you can see it. The quote reads, "There are no rules." So that's fun stuff. I mean, that's honestly the reason why I was excited for James Gunn to take over the Suicide Squad, because James Gunn, kind of a fucked up sense of humor. Not a lot of people like it. I tend to enjoy it, but he has kind of a fucked up sense of humor. That's his rep. And the fact that they gave him Suicide Squad and basically they said, go buck wild with it, I am very much looking forward to it. Very, very much looking forward to it, because it has a lot of potential. It's a friend. I mean, it's got suicide in the freaking title. It's a squad that it's supposed to be wild, and most of the characters are supposed to die in this thing. So him actually going buck wild with this, I'm excited. I like that it's such a big cast, because so many of these dudes are dead. Actually, we could have a fun game and trying to figure out, for example, let's say Margot Robbie is gonna survive. I think Idris Elba will survive. John Cena probably will survive. Nathan Fillion, I'm sorry, but I think he's dead already. Like, I don't think he's gonna make it, and it sucks, because I love Nathan Fillion, but I think he's gonna get it. This dude here in yellow, whose name I don't know, is gonna get it. This dude definitely is gonna get it. Polka Dot Man, I think he's gonna survive. Boomerang, I think he's gonna get it. This dude in yellow is definitely gonna get it. Doctor Who, probably gonna get it. Ooh, I forget this comedian's name. I forget his name. But anyway, I think he's going to get it. And this girl, I think she's going to get it. So, those are my predictions. Oh, this girl over here, I think she's going to make it. And the mouse, I think it's going to make it. And this weird thing, whatever it is, I think it's going to get it. King Shark, I think he's going to survive. Honestly, I think King Shark's going to make it. But we'll see. That's just based off of this poster here. It'll be fun. It'll be fun to see who makes it and who doesn't. Like, the one that for sure is probably going to make it, and that's why she shouldn't make it, is Margot Robbie. Like, honestly, she should get killed off. It would be the biggest surprise, but unfortunately, right now, she is the franchise, so we'll see. We'll see, but if I were the person writing this, I would kill her off, just because it's the one that nobody's actually going to expect that she's going to get killed off. But anyway, that's the update there. It looks good, honestly. I'm very much looking forward to this movie. particularly because of this quote, "There are no rules," which is exactly what the Suicide Squad should be. No fucking rules. Go buck wild. James Gunn, you do your thing. Be as weird as you want. Anyway, so we have other interesting pieces of news here. First off, it's been confirmed. And I mean confirmed, but at least by the Hollywood Reporter, that actor Jared Leto has joined the cast of Justice League for its reshoot. Now, for those of you who don't know, I'm going to have to go through the whole story here. The movie Justice League came out a few years ago, and it was not originally was started by Zack Snyder, who has been kind of in control or of the big part of the DC cinematic universe. He did Man of Steel, he did Batman v Superman, and he did the first part of the Justice League. However, due to a family tragedy, he left the project almost, like, I believe it was 3/4 finished, and they brought in Josh Whedon, the creator of Buffy the Vampire Slayer, the director of the original Avengers. He was kind of a big deal, and they brought him to finish the movie. The issue was, and when you saw the movie, these two dudes have a very different style. And I mean, almost completely uncompatible. Like, Zack Snyder's kind of like dark and broody, which is the tone of the DC cinematic universe. It's kind of darker, broodier. And Josh Whedon is a comedy guy. He's more, his stories are dark because he puts a lot of, they have a lot of heart. However, they are more on the goofy side. He likes to throw in a laugh every once in a while. It's like very tragic stuff, but also I'm going to throw in a few laughs. Zack Snyder does not do that. He sticks to the broody and dark stuff. So what you could tell that it was, and this is the way I describe it, it's a movie that had two daddies, and you could tell that they did not mesh well together. So, and you can kind of tell, like, oh, that was a Whedon decision, or this was a Snyder thing. So the movie was a mess. It was a hot mess, and the villain Steppenwolf sucked. The CGI sucked. Overall, the movie was not good. Not good at all. And you can kind of see the bones of the movie that it was supposed to be. Now, a few years later, and after a lot, and I mean a lot of complaining from fans, the DC finally agreed to release the Snyder Cut, which would be Zack Snyder's finished version of of Justice League. Now, this is a little bit more complicated than that, I guess, and I think it was planned out because it's confirmed. It was confirmed that it's going to come out on HBO Max, and since HBO Max is HBO's streaming service, and that's where they have all the DC stuff, and it's like, okay, I can see what you were doing. Like, you were trying to make us beg for it a little bit too much, but you kind of had already planned this out, and I think it's going to be their way of rebooting the whole DC cinematic universe, particularly now that it's been confirmed that Jared Leto will be a part of these reshoots. Now, the reshoots right now, the people who are currently shooting are Ben Affleck, who plays Batman, Ray Fisher, who plays Cyborg, and Amber Heard, who plays, I forget her name, but she's Queen something. She's basically Aquaman's girlfriend. So those are the actors that are confirmed for the reshoots. And so this tells me that this is not only is DC trying to fix Justice League, they're also trying to set up the fixing of the Suicide Squad. And this is why, if you remember, like a few episodes back, like I believe 2-3 episodes back, I talked about David Ayer and him saying that, oh yeah, I just saw the Ayer cut for the Suicide Squad and all that. So I think they're setting up one for the other. And to me, this makes it even more likely that we're actually going to get an Ayer cut for the Suicide Squad. Unfortunately, I still think it's going to suck, but I want to see it just because I think it's going to suck. Because if you remember, like a few months ago, I actually read a scene from David Ayer's Suicide Squad, and the scene was so stupid. It was so stupid. I could not get through it without laughing because of how stupid and terrible it was. It sounded the Joker sounded ridiculous. Anyway, so if you can start kind of to see a pattern here, one thing leads to the other, one thing leads to the other. Now, what the hell the Joker's going to do here, I don't know. But you have to remember, the Snyder Cut is not going to be a movie. It's going to be a 4-part miniseries. So I'm guessing that they're going to develop each character a little bit more. Like right here, we have Ben Affleck, who's doing reshoots, and they're adding Jared Leto. So I'm guessing we're going to get a little bit episode that's Batman heavy, and it's going to involve the Joker. Because if you guys remember, in Batman v Superman, there's actually the scene where you see the Robin suit where it's got the graffiti written, we assume by the Joker. And so we may actually get either a flashback for that or something. something similar. So I'm guessing it's going to be one episode that's Batman heavy. We have Ray Fisher doing a reshoot, so I'm guessing we're going to have another episode that's more cyborg heavy. Stuff like that. So they're adding stuff. It may be filler. It may be set up for other bigger stuff. Who knows? The one that I'm actually shocked that we're not going to get more of is Barry Allen, The Flash. But I mean, I guess that kind of makes sense because his movie is confirmed. So I don't know. I think this is DC's way of fixing everything. They're starting to get their ducks in a row. They figure out a way. Okay, we can kind of reset everything without having to make a new movie because we like what we're doing. Here's the problem: what they're doing, half of it is successful. Aquaman was successful. Shazam was successful. Wonder Woman is successful, even though the movies are bad. And so you got successful franchises. The problem is that the big ones have sucked because Batman v Superman, the cinematic version, not the rated R version, not the director's cut, that one sucked. Well, it was not good. The extended cut, that one's great. Same Justice League. The cinematic version sucked. Now we have to wait to see the Snyder cut. Suicide Squad sucked. Birds of Prey sucked. But they got a character that's beloved. They got an actress who plays that character who's beloved. And so it's like, oh, do we just want to grab everything and just throw it out the window? No, they don't, because they've already built something. So I'm just speculating here, but I think what they're doing is they're trying to fix everything, and they're going to release it and also attract more people to go to HBO Max. So they're going to try to fix everything there, and that will work or will serve as the reset for the rest of the universe, because the universe has a lot of potential. Like, they're going to fix that there, and then with Flashpoint, the new Flash movie, which is supposed to be based off of Flashpoint Paradox, that one will be the thing that resets it all. So it's a build up to that. Now, where does the new Robert Pattinson Batman fit into all this? No fucking idea. Where does Joaquin Phoenix's Joker fit into all this? And all the Todd Phillips stuff that they're planning on doing? No fucking idea. Maybe this is going to be like a separate thing. Maybe it'll be a one-off. Who knows? But bringing Jared Leto into this is kind of weird. And if I'm guessing, this is all speculation. Not if I'm guessing, I am guessing. They want to set this up for people to be like, oh, maybe Jared Leto wasn't as terrible in the Joker, because now we see him here in the Justice League and he wasn't that terrible, and that will build momentum for the release of the Ayer cut of the Suicide Squad, which will hopefully then build momentum for the release of James Gunn's Suicide Squad as well. So, I mean, in the end, who knows? Who knows what's gonna happen? It seems, at least on paper, like a move in the right direction. Also, I'm very much interested to see, because it's been confirmed that actor Joe Mangianello will be reprising Deathstroke for the reshoots. Now, for those of you who don't know who Joe Mangianello is, I believe he's Sofia Vergara's husband, and he appeared in True Blood. He was I don't remember the dude's name, but he was the gigantically buff dude who's a werewolf. Anyway. That guy, he's playing the role of Deathstroke, one of a villain anti-hero in the DC universe, and he's actually one of the better ones. Actually, Deadpool was created as a parody of Deathstroke. They're very similar if you look at them, except one is actually a serious person, the other one is a clown. Anyway, so it's been confirmed that he will be reprising Deathstroke for the reshoots, which means that he appeared in the final scene of the original cinematic version, and it was kind of like a tease to, what's gonna happen here. So the next Justice League movie, they're gonna have to deal with Deathstroke, for good or bad. We're not exactly sure. Maybe it's going to be the start of the Legion of Doom or something. Who knows? Honestly, again, it was not clear at all what the hell he was gonna do. But the fact that they're bringing him in, that means that they're definitely going to have to change the final scene, or maybe he's actually going to be doing more. Who knows? Again, it was a tease. At the end, it was just a tease. So why? And again, it was a post-credit scene tease. So changing that doesn't make much sense unless they're actually going to use him more in the film. Which, again, if you go back to what I previously said, these are going to be four episodes. So they may need filler stuff, and they have time to play with more stuff, to add more stuff in. So it is possible that Deathstroke gets hired to do something in the movie that affects the story. Now, if I have to guess, if I have to make a guess, I am pretty sure that Deathstroke's gonna be hired to break Lex Luthor out of prison or something like that. Something like that. Again, I'm just speculating, and that's gonna be kind of like the start of the whole Legion of Doom stuff. Who knows? Who knows? It's all speculation. Looking at what I know from the Justice League at this point, I don't see where they would insert him so much. At the end of the tease, it made sense, but the whole movie they're really focused on Steppenwolf. So adding another villain there seems a little weird, but then they're already adding the Joker. So if you're adding the Joker and you're adding Deathstroke for the reshoots, I think that they're setting up the Legion of Doom. So it may end up being, honestly, just spitballing here, that the Joker breaks Lex Luthor out of prison and with the help of Deathstroke, and that's when they start the Legion of Doom thing. I'm not particularly fond of that because Joker is kind of an alpha. Lex Luthor is definitely an alpha. Deathstroke, well, he's kind of a sword for hire, but he's also an alpha. Like, they're all great villains in their own right, so I don't like the super villain team up that much. But it's possible. It's possible. I don't know. Like, I don't like them adding so many cooks in the kitchen here. Like, too many villains in something could be a complication unless they're all independent. I need to clarify that. One villain is one villain is great. One villain is fun. Two villains working together can be kind of annoying. Like, the perfect example would be, I don't know, Batman Forever, or even Batman Returns, where they just throw in, like, oh no, I'll throw you the perfect example. Batman and Robin. I'll never forget this. The breakdown, I believe the Honest Trailers, like, Mr. Freeze, who wants to freeze the world in order to save his wife. Mr. Freeze wants to cover the world in ice. Poison Ivy wants to cover the earth in plants. They're going to team up together, even though their plants are completely incompatible. And so, stuff like that, it's really annoying. If they're all independent entities and they're just kind of screwing each other over, that I love. And a perfect example of that would be the second Ant-Man movie, where there's 3 independent parties, and they're kind of all trying to chase the same thing, and they're all... One is messing up the other in hilarious ways. I love it. A good 3-way fight is always fun, you know? So, it could be fun. Like I said, it all depends on how they handle it. At this point, we don't have much information. That's what we're going on, and I'm excited for it. I'm not 100% excited for Jared Leto because what we've seen from him before wasn't great as the Joker. I'm not a fan. He kind of looked like if you ever played the video game Borderlands, he looked like one of the psychos from Borderlands if he was a Joker fanboy. So I did not like the look. Maybe Zack Snyder will change that up a little bit, but we'll see. We'll see. At this point, again, it's all speculation. Who knows? I'm probably wrong about most of this, but whatever. It's my show. Anyway, that's it for today. As always, any comments, questions, or suggestions, you can find me at Dario the Show on Instagram and at Super Dario World. Live streaming on Twitch and on YouTube, and I'm seeing that I'm having issues here with the upload. I may have to like block this one and open up another one. I don't know. We'll see. Like I said, I'm doing this on Twitter. I'm not on Twitter. Screw Twitter. I'm on Twitch and on YouTube at Super Dario World. As always, thank you for listening, and I'll see you again next time.